We are done with this amateur hour stuff because today we are going pro, starting with NFL Pro 2014, the ultimate football simulation.
The pass is caught. First down.
No, it's not. It's more of a sim management than an actual football game, which I guess could be argued that a game of football is very tactical and you do have to look at the playbook quite a lot, but I felt that this game really overemphasized the playbook part of the experience. There's some plays in here that are freemium that you have to pony up cash for, so at almost every single turn, this does present itself as your classic game loft money grab.
Oh yeah, it's constant. It's always in your face. God, the nickel and diming that's happening here is ludicrous. I'm not sure why they called it the ultimate football simulation because it's definitely not, other than the fact that there's a football game taking place in your game that you kind of control.
You're just bogged down in menus and screens and worried if you're going to actually accidentally spend your own money on something. It's terrible. Marissa, what are you giving NFL Pro 2014, the ultimate football simulation?
It's ultimately getting a 2.
I'm going to give it a 2 as well.
And we can't go pro with MRob around without going to a ballpark, and that's what we're doing here with MLB Ballpark Empire. This is brought to us by MLB.com. I don't know if this is their first game or not, but it really feels like it, because let me just say that when a baseball game doesn't impress me, I'm left feeling really upset. I love baseball, so anything baseball is going to make me excited. I'm going to want to keep playing, but this one, you just don't have that. I loved off the top, though, that we can pick our teams. They have the actual baseball teams with actual baseball parks, but then you go in to build the park in like a playground.
But it doesn't make sense because you're still playing with actual MLB teams.
Exactly.
Like, why would the Yankees go play in some neighborhood baseball diamond?
Exactly.
And why would you sell tickets for $3 for that?
And also waiting real time for a lot of this stuff, it just was annoying and I didn't want to do it anymore. And I love baseball, and for me to say that, I don't want to do this anymore is pretty significant. And why are these baseball games playing out that we have no part of? They're just playing out, and we have to spend in-game currency to have a baseball game.
This to me feels like a wasted opportunity. Marissa, what are you going to give MLB Ballpark Empire?
I'm sad, it's getting a 4.
I'm going to give it a 2. The last game we are going pro with today is Skate Trash. I was very excited to play this because I used to skateboard back in my youth. I could do a mean ollie. This is almost like an endless runner style game. You have a few moves you could do. You tap on the left side of your screen to kick off, and that gets you going. And then on the right side of the screen is your jump mechanic. So you actually do a kickflip / ollie or whatever, depending on what situation you're going up against.
You're going to do a rail grind?
There's some really neat stunts here, and I actually had a lot of fun trying to get all the stars. At first I thought like, oh, look at this game. I can't even handle looking at it. But the actual gameplay is surprisingly good here.
I enjoyed myself after I got over the initial graphics that were terrible. And just sometimes when you fail, it just really bothered me that, okay, you have a certain amount of lives and you failed, and then you have extra lives, you have bonus lives you can use. But then after that all runs up, the game wants you to give it money, and you've already given this game money. I think you've given this game more money than it needs to have just because the graphics are so terrible, and clearly it's sponsored by a certain type of energy drink.
But this, even though the gameplay is pretty good at times, it also is really frustrating. So I'm conflicted here. Marissa, what are you going to give Skate Trash?
Skate Trash gets a 5.
I'm going to give it a 5 as well.